Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Travel Gems. This is Julie. Thank you for stopping by the channel and checking us out. Today is October 4, 2025. It's Saturday. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm feeling a little bit manic today because I love the fall. I'm not a big fan of spring. I don't like it when it's wet and dirty and still rainy and cold and muddy and everything's, the snow is brown if you're up in the Northeast. But it's fall, it's starting fall. It's about 79 degrees, so it really doesn't feel like it's fall, but the leaves are pretty. I am in Connecticut at the moment, in Trumbull, Connecticut, and I thought I would do something different today and go up on this walking trail. There's a bunch of people, it's in the middle of the day, so there's going to be, I will try not to get other people on the video, but it's going to be a beautiful day. I want you to see how pretty the trail is. It's a trail that connects from Trumbull, I think, to Monroe, Connecticut, or Shelton, or something. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a sign up here. If these folks move out of the way. If I can't hold this steady and this comes out all shaky, I'm not going to put this video up. But I thought it would be a great day to come out and do a video and show you this trail. Look at the pretty trees and everything. Okay, you heard it here. There's no poop fairy. Cleaning up after your dog means not leaving a bag. So you either bring your own poop fairy or bring your own bag, or don't bring your dog. This says hunting season, 3rd Saturday of October through the 3rd Saturday of December. Well, I don't hunt, so that's not going to affect me unless I'm out here and someone else is hunting. Let's see. Welcome to the Housatonic Railway Rails to Trails, Poquinnock Valley Greenway. Interesting. Well, that doesn't really tell me. Dogs must be on a leash. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm not really crazy about dogs. I got bit by a dog yesterday. I was up on a ladder trying to fill woodpecker holes on the side of a house, and I must have scared the neighboring dog, and he came up and bit me. It was one of those little yappy dogs. Didn't really break the skin. I have some bruising, but I'm not really a big fan of dogs. Let's take a walk. I'm going to do about 20 minutes in and 20 minutes out. I'm not walking at a super fast pace, so it'll probably be a mile in and a mile out. I might stop the video if I see people coming towards me, or maybe I'll just ignore them and they'll ignore me. But I thought, it's such a beautiful day, why not take a hike or a stroll or whatever you want to call it. I've been on this trail before. I don't know, I can't remember how many miles it goes. You'll see people walking, jogging, biking, strolling their babies in strollers. You can hear sometimes when there's not so many people around, you can hear the birds. I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but I'm going to take you along the trail if I can do this without too much motion on the camera. And if I see anything interesting, I'll try to capture it. I do see a lot of people ahead of me, and I tend to walk fast, so I might turn the camera on and off when I get too close to people. Walking along this trail, I see a lot of these downed trees. I'm going to stop until these people pass by. Back to what I was saying about these downed trees and these pieces of wood. Because I have a van and I'm very interested in van life, when I see these downed twigs, pieces of branches, old dried wood, the first thing that comes to my mind is that I want to come out here with a saw and cut them up into small pieces, maybe 6 inches long, and use them for firewood. I'm trying to slow down a little bit. I walk so fast that I'm catching up to these people ahead of me. I almost got hit on the head with an acorn, but I guess that's what you get if you're out in the middle of the woods on a hiking trail. Trying to slow down my pace. I really should have done this video either in the morning or just before it gets dark, because there's so many people here that I have to keep turning the video on and off. Not sure that it's even worth it. We'll see how it comes out. I'll have to do a lot of editing. I don't see anyone. Oh, here comes someone on a bike. And there's a bunch of people up ahead of me, so I'm gonna walk slow. Is there someone coming up behind me? I can't tell. I think so. I think there's someone on a bike. So one of the things that I like about this trail, there's many, but one of the things is, you see this over here? I am no plant expert. I really have no idea naming these little buggers, but I'd be willing to bet that some of this is poison ivy, and I am deathly allergic to poison ivy. I don't know, maybe there's no poison ivy in this one specific spot. I can't tell, but I think poison ivy grows in, like, you have a stem and then you have 3 leaves at the top, I think. Is this poison ivy? I think this is poison ivy. Anyway, I'm staying right in the middle of the road where there's no poison ivy. I'm walking on, can you tell? I'm walking on, it looks like there used to be stones. They may have put stones down and they got ground into the ground with the bikes and the strollers and people walking and running. But it's a pretty firm surface. You could easily jog. Oh, what's this coming up here? A little, can I enlarge that? A little mini waterfall, very mini. Am I jiggling the camera too much? Trying to hold it. I need one of those, I forget what they're called. You can put your you can mount your camera on it and it sort of keeps your camera steady. I can't remember what it's not a GoPro, but it's something, I think it starts with a G. Can't remember. Look how pretty this is. Can you hear the birds? Well, if I would shut up, you could hear the birds. Oh. Is this poison ivy? I don't know. But there doesn't look like there's anyone behind me, and I can't see anyone in front of me, so for the time being, I can keep the camera running. I haven't really done a video in forever, maybe 6 months? I don't even know. Look, here's some more firewood. Look at this log down here. Look at this, it's a felled tree. And these are, look how huge that is. These are all over, up and down this trail. Someone's jogging and then there's a couple walking. I'll turn the camera off and then I'll turn it back on once they get past me. Okay, we're in the clear for a bit. Look, if anyone can identify these plants, I think poison ivy has 3 leaves. It's a stem with 3 leaves. I don't know. But this is a really pretty trail. My sister would appreciate these flowers. I'm sure she has some special name for them. Let me see if I can get a close-up. They're probably just no name brand field lilies or something. They're not tulips or carnations, that I know, but I couldn't name them. They're purple. I don't really smell them. I see a bee. I don't really smell anything, but they're pretty to look at. Okay. Coming up here, it looks like a bench if you've been walking for a while and you want to sit. And then there's, looks like a little, what is this, a cliff? Oh, good grief. Huge drop off, and way down, the camera will never be able to capture the depth of this, but it looks like there's a sort of creek. I don't know if you can hear it. Here comes some more folks, of course. Now, do you see this here? And then there's some over here. Just to give you an idea of how my mind works, there's some free firewood, right? Would the town of Trumbull or Monroe or whatever town I'm in, would they care if I were to cut up some of this wood? Maybe I would probably be more apt to cut up smaller pieces like that, thinner, that you can get your cutting tool like your Sawzall or your reciprocating saw to cut through. But there is so much downed wood over here. I feel like you could have a winter's worth of firewood for free. Now that is how my mind works. Free. I hear a chipmunk over in the woods over there. Let me try to steady the camera. It's really pretty out here. Quiet, peaceful. Perfect day for a walk. I've been watching a couple of different channels, and on one of the channels, I think the guy's name is Ben Azadi, and he does a carnivore, it's like a carnivore channel. He has tips on how to lose weight. He mentions things like apple cider vinegar, low carbs, like trying to just eat meat and, you know, stay away from processed foods and that sort of thing. And in one of his videos, he mentioned that, see, what's this guy going? He's got like a skateboard, an electric skateboard on Earth. He might burn a few more carbs if he were walking. But anyway, this guy, Ben Azadi, said one of the tips in his toolbox is that you get outside for 10 to 15 minutes each day, get sun on your face for 10 to 15 minutes each day. Oh, look. My sister will be proud if I correctly name these, so I'm thinking that I'm going to name them ferns. I have no green thumb, but I'm going to call those ferns. And I'll see if I can correctly identify some poison ivy. But anyway, back to this guy. He said, have 10 to 15 minutes of grounding, which he describes as taking your shoes off and walking through dirt or gravel or leaves or grass or something like that. I have my shoes on, so I'm not really grounding right now. But he said also, for that 10 to 15 minutes, practice gratitude. Be thankful for the things around you. Like, be thankful for these trees. Be thankful for these rocks. Be thankful for the beauty. Be thankful for the weather. Grateful and thankful. And that's kind of one of his tips. I'm not sure why I brought that up, but I guess because I am feeling kind of grateful and thankful for all of this beauty. Here's some more ferns. So I have one plant down and probably millions to go. But the other thing that I was thinking of is, and this will give you another clue as to how my mind works. See all these rocks? They're little. I was thinking of collecting a bucket of these. They're just little rocks, just picking out a bucket full of them. In front of my house, I have a mailbox the post is underground, you know, stuck in the ground, probably with cement at the bottom. And then around the mailbox, maybe a 2 or 4 foot diameter, probably 4 foot diameter, there's a ring of rocks, but in the center, it's just dirt. Now, I don't have a green thumb. I can't grow plants and flowers that would stay alive. The only way I could make plants look halfway decent is if they were fake. So I thought, why don't I collect some of these rocks on this walking trail? And, oh, somebody hung a flag. Collect some of these rocks for free and fill in the dirt that's inside the circle of rocks with these little rocks. But then I thought, well, that's a great idea because they would be free. But the other thing is someone could easily pick up some of those rocks and throw them through my front window. And so that would be a problem. Then I would have to replace the window and that wouldn't be free. So I'm not going to collect any rocks. And maybe I'll have to fill in the area with mulch or something. This really is super pretty. And I'm feeling really thankful and grateful. I'm just showing you some of what I'm seeing. This is off to my right. There's a creek down there, and I can sort of hear it. Sounds like a waterfall. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Looks like an area where water is probably coming down when we've had a lot of rain. A cave? Interesting. Is this a nest of some sort? I think that's a nest. Oh, it looks like we're coming upon another bench. I don't know how long I've been walking, but donated by the Trumbull Rotary. Oh, 1.5 miles. Oh, okay, so I've been on this trail for 1.5 miles from the start. I think I might take a walk down, oh, if I don't fall down, to this water. Oh boy, very steep and slippery. I'm trying to hold the camera still. All along this trail are little mini trails that will take you down to see the water. And it's just like a creek as far up as you can see and far back as you can see. See all these downed trees? Let's see how close we can get. Pretty close. Well, the only things that I worry about are ticks. I'm not afraid of the tick itself. I'm just afraid of what it could potentially do illness-wise. I'm afraid of poison ivy, but to me, everything looks like poison ivy. Every time I look poison ivy up on the internet just to get images, I don't know, it just doesn't ever look the same. And the other thing that I'm afraid of, I'm afraid of being abducted. I'm out here by myself, although there are people ahead of me and behind me, and it's still light out. It's like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something. There's always the stories that you'll hear of people being out by themselves and then they're not seen again. So there's that. And then I heard a story. Let me know if you've heard this story. I heard a story recently that in Canada, they're not allowing people to go out and hike anymore. I don't know what the rationale was or if they even had one. That's a story that I heard, and I heard it on, I think, 2 different channels, so I think there might be some truth to it. I have no idea, but so how much longer will I be able to come out on this trail and walk? Are they going to take that away from us too? Are they going to say something like, oh, you could catch some illness being out in the woods, so therefore we're not going to allow no more hiking? Or maybe they'll say, you can hike between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. I don't know. All of this tomfoolery that's going on lately. But I love being out here, and kind of upset with myself that I haven't done this more often. I'm trying to get more steps in every day. I'm trying to move, get exercise, watch what I eat. Although I fall off the wagon with that about every other day, or every day, might as well be honest. But I'm grateful for this. This is fun. It's relaxing. It's easy. You don't have to think. Well, I have a bunch of steps on my watch, so I think I'm going to turn around and head back. Try to walk slow because I see some people up ahead of me. Are those blueberries? I don't know. Okay, I'm almost done with the stroll. I have 12,000 miles on my watch. No, I don't have 12,000 miles. I have 12,000 steps on my watch. Some of those steps were from prior to the stroll. But it's been a beautiful day, a peaceful walk. I love this trail. I should do this more often. I don't know why I don't. But next week, I'm going to try to do a video going up Highway 8, Route 8 in Connecticut. And I want to show you how pretty that drive is. Being from Maine, I've always been biased, and I think that Maine is the best. The bestest, the prettiest, the everythingest, and the coldest. But I want to show you this really pretty drive up Route 8 in Connecticut. And I challenge you, if you can, to find a prettier drive. I'll film it shortly thereafter, but I'm finishing up my stroll for today. 12,000 steps on my watch. I'm glad about that. It's time to think about dinner. I don't know what to have what should I have for dinner? I don't know. Something to think about. And I will see you in the next video.